Okay guys, Mike from Boyer Bows. Alright, so here's the deal. I got to the next stage here. Here's why I love takedown bows, or the idea anyway of takedown bows, and I'm hoping this axe sledgehammer handle thing is going to work. You know, say for example you're walking through the woods and you're doing your thing, you're stalking your whatever you're stalking, and me it's the dreaded saber-toothed rabbit, and oh, there it is. You see it. You got your bow with you. You do something, and all of a sudden, oh, the bow falls off a cliff. What are you going to do? Well, you walked 5 miles uphill to get here, and for some reason the terrain is 5 miles uphill going back. Well, you got one arrow left. You're good there. Nice thing about having a takedown bow, amongst all the silliness, is that you can keep piece 1 and piece 2 in your quiver. Obviously, I've just attached the hardware to both pieces now, and basically they fit together like that. So now, I haven't glued these in yet because I want to make sure the bow's going to work before I use the hardware. Once these are epoxied in, they're not coming off. So I want to make sure the bow turns out. I'm going to finish the bow and then I'll epoxy the hardware in. But right now, we've got ourselves a pretty straight stave. I don't know what much I can say about it, except, you know, and this is the good part. It is, you hear that pop? Did you hear that? There's a vac, these things are, when they're done right, and I don't mean attaching the wood to them right, I mean they fit together perfectly right. Now see if I can get this into the speaker here. You hear that? That's what you want. That's a vacuum that's being created in here, so you know you've got a good seal between the two pieces. That's why I like using the pieces that are well machined and going to do the job for me. Alright, well, here's where we are. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This is my first attempt at this, so we're going to be learning this together. I've made takedown bows before, but not from sledgehammer handles. This is my first one. So now what I'm going to do is I have to pick what's going to be the top limb and the bottom limb. Okay, it's very, very slight, but there's a very slight concavity, slightly doing this. I'm exaggerating with my hand. It's very, very slight, but if I put that concave side, which is the inside of the going into the cave, the string is going to be a little bit forgiving and come away from center and make it a more center line shot, or less need for a deep arrow rest. So I think this darker piece, this darker handle is going to be my top piece of wood. Ouch. And this this lower handle is going to be my lower limb, and I'll be ending up with about a 60-inch bow, about a 5-foot bow, which is very good hunting length. And since that's the case, I'm going to back this with rawhide. This hand is going to be the back of the bow. I'm going to back it with rawhide, and we're going to reduce this belly end, genuine hickory, and we're going to reduce this belly end, and I'm going to try to end up with 50 pounds or more in draw length at 29 inches, which is my draw length. So, but I really can't give you a dimension how much I'm going to reduce this in order to get there, because like I said, I've never done this before. The next step, I believe, that we should do is, I think we're going to back it with rawhide first before we start taking it in, because I just don't know how this thing is going to bend. And then, once we do that, I'm going to take, this is 4 inches, so I'm going to take 2 inches here. We're going to take, this is my guess right now, I'll confirm this next video, but I'm going to take 2 inches from the riser here. This is going to be the riser, so 2 inches from the handle here for a fade, 2 inches from the handle here for a fade. I am going to go down 3/4 of an inch. That's going to be my starting point. From 2 inches out, I'm then going to cut a gradual 3/4 down from whatever this is to 3/4 of an inch. And then from 3/4 of an inch, I'm going to take it down to 1/2 an inch at the tip, and just see where I'm at that point. So those are my dimensions. The back is going to be, I'm going to put rawhide on the back. I'm going to then on the belly go 2 inches away from the metal, and then I'm going to fade in that 2 inches. I'm going to fade down then to 3/4 of an inch, and then I'm going to reduce the limb from 3/4 of an inch down to 1/2 an inch, and see where we are in the bending world. I don't think I will have overshot it at those dimensions. It's just my guess. But now that I've got this thing together, it's basically a regular stave. It's like a tree trunk. Pretend it's a tree trunk. And we can just see where we're at. The rawhide will protect it from breaking, and the reduction will at least, I'm hoping at least to get to floor tillered, but if it is going to reduce very quickly, then at least I don't think it'll be under 60 pounds, I don't think it'll be under 50 pounds yet. So once I do that, I'll get back to you. I'm going to use a rasp, a very heavy duty rasp, like a farrier's rasp, or something really toothy like that to get it down. I'm not going to use the draw knife on this, because even though the grain is really straight, one bad move with that draw knife and it's over. So I'm going to take the rasp it down from 3/4 an inch to 1/2 an inch, 2 inches off the handle, rawhide on the back, and we'll see you when I'm done so you can take a look at what that is. Alright guys, Mike from Boyer Bows. Have a good one. We'll talk to you soon.